Welcome back. The other day I interviewed Rachel Petry, the best interviewing student I've ever had go through my classes. I interviewed her on my podcast, Big in Biz with DiViz. I'll put a link in the description below to that whole podcast. Really interesting. If you want to know some great tips from the best that ever went through my classes, check out that podcast. But we talked a little bit about her preparation. And we talked about it, preparation the day of the interview, what routine does she go through? And then I asked her an additional question. What about before the day of the interview? What do you do then? And she immediately said, and she picked it up because she had it with her. She said, well, the first thing I do is I pick up my dedicated interview folder. And she talked about what that included. She said, I always refer to that. And she said, especially if I get an interview where they haven't given me a lot of time to prepare. In this dedicated interview folder, I've got the stuff that I absolutely have to go over and review before that interview. Well, some people have a dedicated interview folder. Some people use note cards so that they can change them out. On one side, they'll have the question. On the other side, they'll have their answer. Other people have a digital folder. It really doesn't make any difference how you keep track of this. The point that I'm making is you need to have an ongoing, updated folder of information that you can refer to prior to every interview. Well, somebody may ask, what should be in that folder, Craig? Well, let's take a look. You'll want to update this folder as soon as you can after the interview. So if you go to my online course or read my book, you'll know that I recommend that people actually capture some of this information before they start the car or get on the train or bus or go back to their office. Get it right after the interview is over. And what you would certainly want to include in this information is, what are the questions that they asked? What you'll find from that is you're going to be asked some of the same or very similar questions in lots of interviews. So that's certainly something you want to prepare for your next interview. You want to write down what answers that you gave you really liked and why did you like them. You may have actually changed some of them on the spot from what you had prepared, and maybe you made it better. Well, capture that. So make sure to include that the next time around. You'll also, and Rachel talked about this, she says that she writes down what she wanted to say. So let's say you prepared an answer to a question, and as you got in the interview, you maybe didn't deliver that exactly the way you had wanted to. What did you want to say? And she writes down, boy, the way I want to answer that question next time is this way. And then you'll also want to evaluate all the things that are not necessarily question related, but performance related. So things that you did or did not do well. Were you as relaxed as you needed to be? So does your routine for that need to change, or is it good to go? Did you make good eye contact with the interviewers, or do you need to improve that? Did you use the interviewers' names, or do you need to hone your skill on doing that? Did you make, and this one to me is a really important one, did you make a personal connection with the interviewers? Remember, it's not just having great answers that'll get you a job. It's that the interviewers like you. They want to work with you. They want to hang around you. They feel like you'd be a good person to add value to the team. So do you make that personal connection? What about your self-talk? In between questions, were you saying all the right things to yourself to motivate yourself and encourage yourself? What about stalling techniques that you used? You can even expand on that list and add things to it that are valuable to you. The main thing is have an updated, current folder, note cards, pad, whatever it is, and especially for the situation where you get very little notice prior to an interview to prepare for that interview. You'll want to have the really important stuff somewhere that you can review and go, I'm not going to have time to prepare everything. but this is the bulk of what I'm probably going to get. Let me make sure I do this well. And then the rest of it, if you're in the right mood and you're in the right mindset and you've done enough preparation over the years, you'll probably be able to handle that well too. That's my tip for today. For other tips on interviewing, please check out my brand new book and online course, both titled I Got the Job. I'll put links in the description below to both of them. I want to thank you for watching. I'll see you right back here next time for my next video. Till then, stay cool, have good thoughts. See ya.